Okay, so this is day one of me recording myself talking to a camera. I want to do this to become less of an awkward speaker. I want to be able to express my ideas better. I want to be able to look at my face and understand what I'm doing with it, along with my um, gestures. Yeah, that word. Um, I think I'm going to upload these to YouTube, just like a random channel. And I'll just kind of express my ideas about everything that I am involved in life. And today I think I want to start with my fraternity because I have a lot of problems with it. I think it's one of the things in my life that I've had the most problem with. I need WD-40 for my chair. But yeah, I'll just get into it. I wrote a lot about. Well, I guess I should start with the way I see life. I want to be surrounded by people that are going to make me better. That's the bottom line. I love the people in my life. I love the friends that I have. And I can be a good friend. However, if I notice that people are taking me in a certain direction that I don't like, that they're not pushing me to be the best I could be, if we don't share similar interests about improving ourselves and even having a high standard about everything that we do together, I don't want it. I legitimately, I want to be in a place in life to where I can support the people I love and be the best person I can for the people that I love. And I can't do that if I'm not being pushed by the people around me. And so when I joined my fraternity, I saw so many problems. So many problems. I come from a home where alcohol abuse was present. I've had friends who have struggled with drug abuse and alcohol abuse and who've recovered from it. I've seen the cycle happen over and over again with people in my life, and I see how it can affect people. I see how discipline and the standards people set for themselves become irrelevant during the cycle of addiction. It gets hard. It gets really hard. Wonderful. So when I came into college and I saw that in this group of people, I was extremely shocked, and I was almost taken back to the experience that I had gone through with people struggling with addiction. I was reminded about how it affected those people. I gotta wait for these people. Okay, good to go. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yes. Anyways, I think the point I'm getting at is that when I came into college, I saw similar behaviors that I saw in the people that I loved that brought them down. And to see the people that I love struggle so much because of these things, and to see it happening again to these people that I'm wanting to get involved with and to join an organization with, it was kind of nightmarish to experience and to witness. And I've stayed around for so long because there's a lot of good people in this group. There's a lot of people that I've bonded with and connected with at a deep level, and that I want to see thrive because I care about them. And at the same time, I see the organization that we're both a part of bringing us both down. The culture is toxic and heavy, and it just weighs on everybody who's affected by it. And it's because the people in the group, there's this dynamic where laziness, anger, frustration, and negative emotions in general are rewarded, which is confusing to me. I mean, it makes sense why it happens, because it's easy. It's almost magnetic to allow yourself to be like obviously it's harder to go far in life. Obviously, people don't want to put in the work for life in general. It's just easier to let yourself fall behind, to suffer from addiction, to give into your vices. It's easy, and whenever you're surrounded by people who encourage that, and who encourage it because they don't want to, I guess, face the consequences of their behavior. And I mean, it probably makes it easier whenever you're surrounded by people who are engaging in similar behavior as you. It's easier to justify the negatives and to justify the consequences. Lower GPA, it's okay. We're in college, we can drink. Suffering relationships, it's okay. We'll just drink and get through it. You don't need to have conflicts or any kind of real conversation whenever the only thing anyone's focused on is the short term, is pleasure, or that's right in front of you, and to do the bare minimum in everything. People are just getting by. They work, they pay rent, most of the guys barely feed themselves. They barely cook food, and it's like the college stereotype. Sure, we're young, but that's not the standard that I have for myself, and that's not the standard that I would expect my friends to have for themselves. Because you have two different, I guess, perspectives on it. If you're between 19 and 21, that's kind of the time you need to step your shit up, because adult life is coming. It's right around the corner, and most people, well, I don't know about most people, but like a lot of people have already started. And college, I feel like, is an excuse for a lot of people to wait, to postpone adulthood. And a lot of people, and they're waiting, they don't prepare. And so I've tried to take as much advantage of my time in college while life is easy, while I don't have to pay bills, while I can just ride on these scholarships by just doing the work that I need to do. I'm trying to prepare. I'm trying to become fit. I'm trying to eat food. I'm trying to become more social. But I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to get a job. I'm trying to find a girlfriend and start a family. I want to have kids, and I want to have a good life for my kids, and I want to be connected to my kids. I want to have free time. I don't want to be stuck in some dead-end job, working 9 to 5, making, I don't even care how much money I make if I'm working 9 to 5. I need to have time for my kids and my friends and my wife and my family. And in order to free up time, I need to put in the work now when I don't have those things. And so I want a longer term perspective to start being observed and to start being thought about in this fraternity, because I can't be surrounded by people who don't want the best for me. These people look at me and they idolize me as some sort of elite person because I'm disciplined, which is ridiculous. People ask me how I do the things I do. What do you do in the gym? How do you get muscle? Right? Like, how do you cook? How do you do this? How do you do that? And there's just no initiative. Like, I wish people would come up to me and tell me about what they're doing to better themselves. all I hear is complaining about how people are behind and how they're just being beat down by the world. That's it. There's no fight back. There's only bare minimum survival. And people just kind of accept that because that's the norm. So I want to figure out how to tell the guys that. I want to figure out how to tell them that I want this because I care about them. And it's selfish to a certain extent. Of course it's selfish because I want the best for myself. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Right? Why should I lower my standards for these people that I'm surrounded by? There's absolutely no reason. And to pretend like I'm okay with the environment that I'm surrounded by is difficult. It takes effort. It takes effort to say no whenever people want to invite me to drink all the time. Whenever there's people in the fraternity drinking 3 to 4 times a week, that's a lot. That's intense. Sometimes, people will down 7, 8 drinks every one of those nights. And then even if I want to take it a step further, if we take alcohol even outside of the equation, people pride themselves on drinking less all of a sudden for a month or so, when they're done with their 2-week bender or whatever we want to justify. Because of rush, they just submit themselves to another vice. It never stops. And meanwhile, I have my own vices, right? I'm in the trenches every day, battling with them, trying to figure out how to live a life of moderation and not just completely shut out every single vice in my life, just trying to get things under control so I don't hurt people, right? Because that's what vices do. They hurt people. So yeah, I think that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about. Till next time.